Hello friends, welcome to Coding Host YouTube channel. In this video, I will explain you a Java program from mock PRA exam. As you know that in TCS they conduct IRA, PRA and CPA exams, and all these exams have programs to write. So all these exams have similar type of questions, and this program is very important because one program is of 35 to 40 marks. So you can write the program in Python and Java language, but I will explain you how to write this program in Java language. I will explain you all the step one by one, so you can easily write this program in the exams. So you can see that in the question we have create a class vehicle with below attributes: number, int, string name and price double. So we have to make a class vehicle. So class vehicle, and inside of it we have to take these variables. So int, number and string name and double price. After that we have to write getter, setters and parameterize constructor in the above mentioned attribute sequence as required. We will do the getter setter parts later. First we will make the parameterized constructor. So as we know that constructor have the same name as class name, so I will use this vehicle, and we have to take this three variable as it is in this constructor. So int, number and string name and double price, and in this constructor we have to initialize the values of these three variables. So I will use here this keyword, this dot number equal to number. So this dot number is this number, and this number is this number. So we are taking the value of this number and we are storing this in this number variable. After that same we have to write for name and price variable. So this dot name equal to name, and this dot price equal to price. So our parameterized constructor is ready. So we have to write getter and setters. For each variable we have to write one getter and one setter. So we have to write three setters and three getters. So instead of writing all this now, we will write this later, because in many questions there you will have here like 5 or 6 variable. So in that case you have to write 6 getter and 6 setters, and it will take you a lot of time, because you don't have to use all the getter and setters in the program. We will make the getter and setter later according to our requirement, like which getter and which setter we have to use. So that's why we will do this part later. After that they are telling that create class solution with main method. So this class will remain as it is. Now we have to make a class solution, but you can see that here I am using a file hello.java. So I will use here hello for making the main method inside it. But in the exam you can use solution class, and inside of this class we have to make our main method. So public static void main string arguments. So after that they are telling that we have to make static method, but in the main method we have to make scanner, so we can take input for the objects. So first I will use here a scanner class. So import java dot util dot star. Now in this main method I will make a scanner s equal to new scanner system dot in. So in the exam they will explain you like what steps you have to take, like which class you have to make, what static methods you have to take, and they will also tell you the input and output format. So here you can see that input 1, first we are taking 4. So 4 is the number of object. You have to take input for the 4 objects. So we will make a object array of size 4. After that we have to take input of these variables like number, name and price. So you can see that 311 bus and 1000. So this is the input for first object. You can see here for object 1 3111 bus and 1000, number, name and price. After that for 112, so this is the value for second object. So for 112 crane and 1800, like this. So we have to make 4 objects, and in each of the objects we have to store the value of these 3 variables. So total number of input we are taking for object is 12. 4 into 3 is 12, and plus 1 for number of object, so it will become 13. So let's calculate here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. But you can see that here is a extra input in the program. You have to check that like how many extra input we have to take, because we have to use these inputs for the static methods. So we have taken an extra input, which is scooter. So now let's write the program. So you can see that first we are taking the input for the number of object. So int n equal to sc dot next int. So it will take this input 4. After that I will make a object array of vehicle class. So vehicle and this array symbol v equal to new vehicle, and its size will be n. After that I will take a for loop for int I equal to 0 and I less than n and I plus plus. And in this for loop we have to take input for the 3 variables, number, name and price. So I will make this variables here. Int number equal to sc dot next int. After that we have to write here sc dot next line. So scanner will move in the next line whenever we are using data types like integer, double, float, byte, which we are using for storing numbers. Because if we are not writing this line, then the scanner will not take the input from the next line and you will get error. After that string name. So for this we have to use sc dot next line, and here we don't have to use this line again. After this we are using here double data type for price. So equal to sc dot next double. Now after this we again have to use sc dot next line. So sc dot next line. So we have taken values of these 3 variables. Now we have to store them in each of the object in the array at their right indexes. So I will write here v of I equal to new vehicle. So this new keyword is making a new object every time. So now it is calling here the parameterized constructor of the vehicle class, and in this constructor we have to pass these values as it is. First we enter here a number, then we enter here name, and then price. So now you can see that in this variable n, first it will take 4, and after that it will make this vehicle array of size 4. After that when value of I will start from 0, so it means that right now array is at index 0. So at index 0 it will take these 3 inputs for number, name and price. After taking these 3 values, it will store them in the vehicle array at index 0. So our first object is ready, and it has stored these values here in the object 1 at index 0. After that I plus plus, so now I will become 1. Now again it will take these 3 values, so it will take the next 3 values from the input, and it will again make a new object, and it will store these values using the parameterized constructor. and now it is storing at index 1. After that I plus plus, so now I will become 2. So now it will again take these values and it will again store these values at index 2 in a object. So this is how we are taking the input and we are storing it in the object. After that we have to make two static methods. So we have to make this static method in this class solution. So I am getting a error here because I already have this vehicle class in a separate file. So I will name this vehicle class as vehicle1. So to resolve this error, I am writing here 1. But in the exam, you have to use the same name as it is, like vehicle. Okay, now you can see there is no error. So after that, now we have to make two static methods and outside of this main method. Now I will make a static method. So they are telling that create a static method which is find vehicle by minimum price in the solution class. This method will take array of vehicle objects and return the object having the minimum price if found, else return null if not found. So I will make a static method here, public static, and they are telling that this method will return object. So we have to use the vehicle class here. So vehicle, because it will return the object in the vehicle class type. Find vehicle by minimum price, and this static method is taking the array of object. I will make here a array of object. So vehicle v, vehicle1, here I also have to write vehicle1. Now in this method we have to find the object which will have the minimum price and we have to return that object. So how we can do this? So for doing this we have to make a getter, because getter is used to get the values from the object and setter is used to set the values in the object. But here we don't have to set the values, here we have to get the values so we can check that values. So now in this vehicle class I will make a getter of all these variables. Public int get number, and it will return this dot number because we want current object values, so that's why we have to write here this dot number. Now second getter for name, so public string get name. So we also have to check the return type here according to the value we are return by the getter. So here we will return this dot name, and after that next getter public double get price, and it will return price. So return this dot price. Our getters is ready. Now we have to use this getter inside the static method. So first I will make a null object for storing the object which will have the minimum price. So I will write here vehicle1 m equal to null. So this variable is of type vehicle and it can store only one object of type vehicle, and I will take a variable here, double minimum price equal to double dot max value. After that I will take for loop for int I equal to 0 and I less than v dot length and I plus plus. Now we will check the price of every object. So if v of I dot get price is less than minimum price variable, so what we will do here is first we will store that value in this minimum price variable. So minimum price equal to v of I dot get price. I will store the object at index I in this m variable. So m equal to v of I. After that we also have to return here something from this static method. If m equal to null, so in that case we will return null, else we will return m. And one more thing I forgot here, that before using this for loop we also have to check that array object we are getting in this method is null or not. If that array object is null, it don't have any object and values, so that time when this for loop will run, so our program will get. So to avoid that type of error, I will use here if statement. If v not equal to null, if the array is not null, so only that time we will let this for loop to run, so only that time this for loop will work. So now I will explain you how this method will work. So you can see that in this vehicle m variable we have taken null, and in the double minp variable I have taken here double dot max value. So we are storing the maximum value of double in this minp variable, because we don't know how much value we will get in the price variable, but whatever value we will get in the input, it will be less than this value, because here we are storing the max value of double integer, which is the maximum value of a double. Now this for loop will start from 0. So at index 0 you can see that we have this object 1. So in the object 1, in the price variable we have 1000. So it will check here 1000 is less than minp variable. So you can say that yes, because max value is very larger than this 1000 value. So yes, this condition is true. So now it will store this 1000 value in the minp variable. So in this minp variable we will store this 1000. So now in the minp variable we have 1000, and in the m variable we will store the object at index 0. So at index 0 object is 1. So now in this m variable we will get object 1. After that I plus plus, so I will become 1. Now it will check that price of the object at index 1 is less than minp variable. So you can see that here we have 1800 and here we have 1000. So this 1800 is not less than 1000. So this condition is false and this statements will not execute. After that I plus plus, so now I will become 2. Now it will again check the price value of the object 3 with minp, but still you can see that minp value is the small. So you can see that after that it is 2700, so it will remain same. And in the minp variable we have 1000, and in this m variable it will take this object 1 as it is. After that it will check here if m equal to null. So you can see that m is not null now, because now it has object 1 inside it. So this condition is false, and this else condition will execute, and it will return this m object as it is in the main method. So we have written our first method. Now we will write our second method here. So I will write here method public static, and in this method you can see that create a static method search vehicle by name in the solution class. This method will take array of vehicle object and return the object having the mentioned name if found, else return null if not found. So in all of this object array we have to check that if there is a object which have the scooter name, and if this condition is true we have to return that object in the main method. So in this static method we again have to return a object. So I will take here vehicle 1. So vehicle 1 and its name is search vehicle by name, and inside of it we have to take a vehicle array. So vehicle 1 v, and we also have to take here a string variable, because we also have to check the name. So string name, And now in this method also have to take a vehicle m equal to null variable. So I will take here a variable vehicle1 of m equal to null, because later we will store a objective. Now we will use a for loop here for int I equal to 0 and I less than v dot length and I plus plus. And here we use the if statement. If v dot I dot get name dot equals ignore case. So we also have to ignore case here. Right now in this question they are not telling that you have to use case sensitivity, so that's why I am writing here dot equals ignore case. Now in this I will pass the variable name. So if this condition is true, we will store object at index I, so v of I, and after that we have to return the object back. So I will copy this statement here and I will paste here. One more thing also, that if this vehicle array is not null and this string variable is also not empty, so if v not equal to null and name dot length not equal to 0, so only that time we can use this for loop, else we will get error. So during the exam don't forget to check that if the object array is null and the variable we are taking is empty or not, else we will get error in the program. So you can see that finally we have made our two methods here. So you can easily understand this method. Here we are only checking the name of the object with the variable name we have taken in the input, and if this condition is true, we are storing that object in the vehicle1 variable, and then we will return this object variable. Outside of this for loop we have to take the input for the last value, which was name. So sc dot next line. Now we also have to close our scanner, so sc dot close. In the last we have to print our output. So we know that this both static methods are returning objects, so we have to store this object. So I will take here a variable vehicle1 result, so I will name as r1 equal to find vehicle by minimum price, and in this I will pass the object array v. And you can see that in the question here is written as take necessary input variable and call find vehicle by minimum price. For this method the main method should print the vehicle object with minimum of mentioned attributes if the return value is not null. If we are getting any object in this variable, so we have to print all the attributes of that object. So in the question they will also tell you the format of the output, so we have to print like this: number, name and price. I will use here if statement. If r1 not equal to null, it means that this variable is not null, so now we will print values from this object. So system dot out dot print ln, and I will copy this statement first. Now inside of it we have to write a number, then this sign plus r1 dot get number, and after that name, so plus r1 dot get name, and here we have to write price, so r1 dot get price. And in the else part, suppose we are getting a null value from the static method, so in that case we have to print here, like you can see that for first method we have to print no vehicle found with mentioned attribute. So I will print here no vehicle found with mentioned attribute. So whenever you are printing in the output, check every spelling and every character, because if you miss a single character, then you will get error in the output. Don't even forget this full stop sign or any case sensitivity. So here we are printing the output for the first method. Now we have to take the result from the second method. So I will take here vehicle 1 result2 equal to search vehicle by name, and here we are passing vehicle array and the name variable. And here we also have to print all these things. Like you can see in the output, we also have to print number, name and price for this second method. So I will copy this if else statement as it is, and I will paste here, and I will change here the name from R1 to R2. So R2, R2 and R2. Before writing the code for output, check if you have to print same thing for both the static methods or not. So now let's run this program. So I will enter here all these values one by one and scooter, and let's enter. So you can match this output that we are getting the same output here. Our program is working properly. One more thing, you can see that I have not written here any setters, because in this program we did not require any setter. But in some programs you also have to use setters. So whenever you are writing the program in the exam, don't write all the getter and setter, because it will waste your time. When you are writing the program in the static method, then you will come to know that which getter and which setter you have to use. So only that time write the getter and setter. So this is how you can write this program very easily. Thanks for watching.